Hey, Walker, it's David Hood, man. Hope you're doing all right.
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Listen, is the biggest thing that you learned last year? What was your biggest takeaway, from that playing?
Ooh, probably be ready whenever your time comes and everything. That was the biggest thing for me being a backup as both of the tackle spots was I had to be ready for whatever, especially with COVID going on. You never know when some guy's going to test positive, when some guy's going to get injured. So really knowing the playbook and working on my craft, even as a backup and for that season, for the my freshman year and being ready for that and knowing how fast the game is, especially on game day, because, when you get out there, the adrenaline's pumping. All those guys have been waiting for this day. Everybody's flying around. So that was the biggest thing for me was learning how fast paced it really is and being ready and being able to react on time.
Are you obviously? I know you're cross training in a lot of positions, but is there, one spot that maybe Coach Caldwell wants you to concentrate on this spring?
Right now, it's kind of a battle of both the tackles and everything. So, I mean, I'm working both sides. It's whatever I perform better at, whatever we're more comfortable at. It's still early. And so, I mean, we're working at it in the spring. We're going to work at it again in the fall. And there's no set information. There's no set starters right now. Every spot has to be earned going forward. So there's really no set, but I'm working back and forth at both tackles.
And obviously the big conversation was maybe you would be a little bit light last year. I think you surprised people by how heavy you were when you reported. What are you, weight-wise right now? Where do you think you want to be when August comes around?
Right now I'm about 300, 295. Weight fluctuates this time of year and pretty much every time of the year going around with the stuff that we do and running everything. Coming off of mat drills, definitely lost some weight, but I'm putting it back on. The goal for me is I definitely want to stay over 300. During the season, last season, I was about 295, 290 in that range, which was a little too light, which is a lot better than I had been in the past, but still a little too light to really dominate at this level. I need to get thicker. And so I'm thinking I'd like to get up to about 310 come the season and then fluctuate between like 305, 310 and stay up there. A healthy 305, 310.
Is there one defensive player that you go against in practice that makes you better?
I think the entire defense. I'm not going to single anybody out. I think our entire defense attacks every single play. There's not one player that really stands out above the other. I think our entire defense as a whole is a beast of a unit. And it's hard to go against every single day, and they will make you better no matter who you are.
Considering how different things were last year, how much did you rely on your dad, man? He played offensive line at Kentucky. How much did you come in at night and text him or call him and use him kind of as a sounding board?
Yeah, definitely. No, my dad, my hero. My dad is definitely my biggest supporter, and he's the person that I fall back on to because him and my mom are the people that I always have when things get rough, and this is a very hard lifestyle, and it's fun, but it has its ups and downs. So I definitely, my dad's been through it, so there's no better person to talk to than my own father. And I remember in fall camp, I talked to you guys. I was getting whooped for the first couple of weeks and everything. I was having a pretty hard time. I was struggling. Not only that, even during the season later on, as I started picking up, I'd always call him. I'd let him know how the day went. Tell him what I'm struggling with, what I'm working on. He'd send me motivation. He'd send me workout videos, things that I need to work on, things that he's saying when he watches the film, and kind of breaking it down for me. So I rely on my dad, a ton. Like I said, my dad's my rock, so he's helped me a ton develop, and he's still going to help me as the years go on. I'm always going to fall back on him.
Who is the leader of the offensive line right now? You lost Jackson Carman, you lose Cade Stewart, a couple of older guys. Who's kind of that voice now that everybody listens to?
I'd say I'm trying to speak up a lot more. That's one of the things in the past that I needed to work on because as a backup, I didn't really have the confidence to really step up. But that's one thing that I'm working on this spring is I'd like my voice to get out there. Bockhorst is definitely, I'd say, the most sole leader. As you guys know, he's a very vocal person. He'll speak his opinion. He's always telling us, right, wrong, good, bad. So, I mean, Bockhorst has definitely stepped into that role like he has been. He has been the leader for a long time because he's not afraid to voice his opinions and really, rip you when you need it, when you mess up. And so I think a lot of the younger guys look toward Bockhorst because he helps us a lot too. Like I said, I mean, I just came off a freshman season as a backup. He's helping me develop and everything because I got to get ready.
The offensive line drew a lot of criticism last year. Everybody says, Travis didn't have a great year because of it. I'm sure that you guys hear it. What is the message in the room? Is there a chip on everybody's shoulder to be better this year and kind of prove everybody wrong?
Yeah, no question. It's definitely very frustrating, but part of it is self-deserved. We didn't execute in many games. And, you know, some games that we didn't execute, I don't think that we deserved all the beatings that we took from people, but at the same time, we did deserve a lot of the beatings that we did take because of our performance. And we didn't really give our teammates a fair opportunity from our performance because, you know, as you guys see, we weren't that dominant. So that's definitely something that we've been talking about and working on this year. You know, it pisses me off and it pisses the other guys off too. And, you know, one thing that I have to say to the fan base and everybody, because that's a big question in discussions. Everybody talks about the offensive line. We're out here every day. You know, we live. If you guys saw how hard we work, you know, like I promise you one thing, we are trying, and we're not trying. We're going to develop, and we're going to be a lot better. The mindset has definitely changed. We're working more as a unit. And right now, like I said, it's still early. We're still developing and learning how to communicate with this new offensive line and developing. But I promise you one thing, that's not going to be a problem this year.
You came in with Paul and Mitchell Mays. You know, we've seen you know, a guy move over from the defensive line. There's a lot of fresh faces over there. Do you guys, you know, are you a tight knit group, and is it a group that's focused on, you know, hey, we're going to do this together? You were out with Mitchell and Paul, you know, even out in Dallas.
Yep.
You know, and you guys, is it a tight knit group?
Yeah, it's definitely a tight knit group. And so, like you said, we're out in Dallas. We went through camps together in high school. We kept up in high school and everything like that. And then we've been going through this for about a year now. Very tight group. I mean, we're up there every day. We'll text each other, hey, I'm going to get lunch at this time, because we all have different schedules. Meet up here, eat lunch together, do recovery together, practice together, live together. We do everything together. You know, it's like a brotherhood. And, you know, it's building because we're all still freshmen right now. And I mean, those guys are technically mid-years. They've been here a little bit longer. But we're working, and, you know, it's really created a different bond and a different brotherhood lately. And it's still going to develop because we got a lot more time left.
I'll put you on the spot with the last question. Give me one offensive lineman that's really going to surprise people this year.
Hunter Rayburn.
Tell me why. Dabo said the other night he's been working out at center and doing a great job.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Hunter didn't get a lot of the credit or maybe opportunity that he deserved last year. And, you know, it's props to him because this spring, you know, I know everything's hidden, but I mean, you guys will see during the spring game, you guys will see this fall. He's been working his butt off, absolutely working his butt off. And he's developed a ton. And he's a baller. He is a dude. And he's strong. He's one of the strongest dudes that we have. I mean, you guys see him. He's built like a freaking fridge. And, you know, I think he's going to surprise a lot of people this season.